Hi, this is Brian Wormers. I'm going to be talking to you today about the leadership observational experience as part of NUR451 Management, Leadership, and Professional Issues. So within this course, you are going to be following a leader around. You and another student will have an 8-hour observational experience in which you get to see what this nursing leader does. This will be something that you will sign up for, and that you have an 8-hour clinical experience with. And then you will have a write-up from the preceptor, as well as you will do a paper on this assignment. And so we're going to go through these different steps and what that's all going to entail. So the first thing, I want you to go into the resource section, go into observational experience signups, and then click on this tab for the observational experience. This will open up a Google document, and on which you're going to see the different nursing leaders. And I hope to get the different areas in here. Why that's important is because I do not want you to follow a nursing leader that is somebody that you know. So if you currently work on that floor, or if you are going to work on that floor, I do not want you following that person. You might be there for some corrective actions, you might be there for some firings, you might be there for disciplinary actions, etc. And that can get really awkward really quickly if you know the people that are involved with this. And so I want you to be, if you're going to be an Avera employee, try to get an Avera position. If you're going to be a Sanford employee, try to get a Sanford position. If you are going to be neither one of those two, then you get your choice, and that's kind of nice for you. But the hospitals have requested that you work or try to get your observational experience at the hospital that you'll be working in, just not on the floors that you currently work or that you're going to work at, like I said, because that can get kind of weird. So once you sign up for that, you and your partner, and then I will send you out the information, because I don't want everybody to have contact information for these nursing leaders, obviously. So that's what you're going to do to sign up. Once I get your information, once I send you the information out, then I will give you the contact information and you will contact them and set up your observational experience with them. You need 8 hours with them. This ideally should be in an 8-hour block, and that's what I'm highly going to recommend. So you and the other student that's going to be with you, make sure you're talking, make sure you have some set dates. With these dates and with these pairings, if you can, make sure that this person is, doesn't have to be your best friend, but I would highly recommend that you've got like a similar clinical schedule for like high acuity, just to make sure that you can do this and it won't be too much of a stumbling block to find an 8-hour day. Ideally, this should just be one day. So I don't think it's going to be too taxing for you to reach out to them, find this. However, if that becomes a problem, let me know. I think that we can work something out though. Yeah, and I'll send you that information, then you will contact them. Part of this, as you're doing this, is that you're going to reach out to them in a professional manner, because this is, part of management, leadership, and professional issues, is learning how to talk the talk, walk the walk, and be professional. That starts with email communications, phone calls, and that sort of thing. So as we look for your clinical observation, some of the things I'll want you to do is to, when you set up this phone call, say, okay, plan the date, plan the time. What should I wear? Do you want me in my USF scrubs? Do you want me in business casual? Do you want me in business? Where should we meet? What time should we meet? Do I need to bring a lunch? What things should I bring? Is there anything that I should not bring? Make sure that you've got kind of an all-inclusive list of things that you talk with your preceptor about. Most of these have done this in the past, so this is not something new to them. When I give you out the contact information, I will kind of give you a list of some of the things that have been helpful in the past. When you're on your experience, you will print off this form that it's underneath the coursework section for this, for the leadership experience, and they will fill this out. So you will put your name on top, your leader will fill out this information, and then sign it at the bottom. So this is going to be communicates professionally, arrives on time, communicates professionally during the experience. Applies some critical thinking skills, displays leadership skills, demonstrates adherence to a culture of civility, displays self-awareness of biases, demonstrates core values of nursing, adheres to the scope and standards of practice for a nurse. So within these, all these things are great aspects of this. You need to have 3s in all these areas to pass this. So that being said, your preceptor can either scan this and email it to me, send it via mail, which I've never had happen, or they can put this in an envelope, seal it, sign it, and send it with you to give to me. So that's kind of it. I do not know what you'll see. I do not know what you'll do. In the past, it's been a variety of different situations. It's been people have been in on hirings before. People have been on disciplinary actions before. People have been in meeting with patients or patients' families. There have been times where the toilet's plugged and they had to figure out a solution. There have been times when the refrigerators that were keeping the embryos cold and frozen were unplugged and they were thawing, and you had to, race against the clock to find a solution with that. Everyone's observational experience is going to be different. They might be talking about budget. They might be going to staffing meetings. They might be going into Nurse Senate. They might be teaching. Every day is going to be a little different, but this is really trying to get you just an insight ever so slightly onto that world of that manager and what they might do. And all these managers are different places, and of course that they deal with different things. So no 2 managers are going to have the same day. And oftentimes as a manager, none of your days are the same because you have to deal with new issues on a day-by-day basis. So hopefully that makes sense for what you have to do. The time frame for when you have to complete this is going to be between February 3rd and February 28th. That's when we requested from the hospitals. If it's all right for your clinical instructor or for the preceptor, I guess I'm all right with it. But really try and stick with that February 3rd to February 28th time frame because that's what we requested from the hospitals. If you need deviation from that, contact me. Now, transferring to the Nurse Leadership Experience paper, which is also due on 3-16 at 2355, you will have multiple things that you need to write about. So as you look at the instructions within this, of course you're going to participate in the preceptor experience, and then you're going to talk to your nurse leadership and manager about the following topics. You can talk to them about what their perceived leadership style is, but then also, what did you see? Maybe they feel that they're democratic and you think that they're laissez-faire or something along those lines. So feel free to, involve them with this, but then I also want your opinion of it. Then have them articulate the roles of the nurse leader as part of the organizational structure and IDT. Describe the nurse leader management roles in planning and evaluating care delivery systems, shared governance, strategic planning, and staffing. How did they use IT? Look and see how they had role models, because that's what you're doing during this preceptorship. Hopefully they will become a role model for you. Or within this one, how did they find their role models? How do they utilize them? And how do they feel that new nurses should find and utilize role models? And then finally, how do they use evidence-based practice? So within that, you've got to have an APA paper. It's 5 to 7 pages. You need to have a title and a reference page, but you do not need an abstract. Specifically looking at the grading here, we're looking at the content. And as we're looking at the content, it's all those things that we just talked about. What's their leadership style, organizational structure, role within healthcare, delivery system, use of IT, role modeling, and use of EBP. And so that's how you get full points, is talking about all those aspects of it. Within the relevance, is this relevant to nursing? Did you, as a student who's writing this, find evidence-based practice to support or to refute what your leader said? Are you using current statistics? And are you having multiple resources with this? So this is you, not necessarily what your preceptor did, but this is how you are writing the paper. Then you're looking at the information. Is it presented in a logical an interesting sequence, easy to follow, and that it's well supported. And last thing is your APA elements and format is accurately used. So that's your paper. It's only 5 to 7 pages. This is meant to be co-written. So if you go with a partner, then you and your partner need to write this and turn this in together for a shared grade. So if you have any questions about this assignment, whether that is the preceptor experience in and of itself, whether it's contacting your preceptor, or whether it's the paper write-up afterwards, please let me know. I'm happy to help you out with this. I think it's going to be a great experience for you, and I wish you all the best with it. I think you're going to have fun with it.